got me hot. Yeah. Got me hot.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live, the best show in late night, brought you by us. Bro Talk, we're always on the mark. It's your main man, Jason, in the director's seat as usual. Dex, why you got that stupid look on your face? You know I do the same thing every week. Why you gotta look so stupid about it?
Well, maybe you should stop.
I'm not. You keep doing it. I'm not going to stop. So stop being surprised by it. It's been 2 years.
Oh, it's not surprising.
Just
it's not surprising.
Stop doing something that I've made my trademark over the last 2 years because you're annoyed. Get real.
Just me?
Just you.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Ooh. Why we starting so nasty and unprofessional?
Because he rolled his little eyes at me when I was doing my patented whoa, whoa, whoa. He knows what the hell is up.
He's been rolling his eyes for 2 years. That's his
patent. He's trying to be cute to his little friends to try to make a little scene and create some pressure. He's probably going to have a little change.org petition up tomorrow morning talking about get Jason to stop doing the whoop. And I don't think it's right.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm well. Thank you for asking. Dex is well as well. And I guess we'll begin our show on a very odd note.
It's only odd because you guys didn't play along. I appreciate it, though. If you guys want to be serious, we can be serious. Welcome to the show, Dexter. Do you have anything to report?
Yes, I do. I am officially boycotting sports betting. I got into it over this past week, and it is the worst thing in the world. Like, I literally only put in $15, right? And it's not that I'm losing so much money. It's the fact that when you show me how much money I can win, and then I see the Phillies they're winning, and I want to be happy that the Phillies are winning, but it's so difficult for me to be happy that y'all are winning when I'm not winning my $1,000 bets. I think sports betting is a scam, and we need to get rid of it. I can't do it anymore. Now that is a change.org petition I will be putting up tomorrow. No more sports betting.
You're not with the Phillies?
No, I want the Phillies to win. I have them winning. The thing is, it's like even yesterday, I bet on the Cowboys, and the Cowboys won. But it's so hard to get excited about people winning when you don't win. If I want to win too, like I want the money. If I'm not getting the money, then why do I care if y'all win?
I feel you.
All right. Will be with us, I guess, if he can be with us. But outside of that, I guess we'll see him. Oh, is he here? Did he pop on now? Oh, Bill, are you here? Bill, welcome to the show.
Hopefully, we
can make it out.
Can you hear me? My word, make it out is very insane.
I mean, it is what it is. Okay, well, we'll get correspondence.
I'm not going to ruin it.
If you would like, tap in the comments in the chat, and you'd be our chat correspondent. We'll definitely get all your takes on there. Sure. Yeah, it's just might be a little garbled coming out live on camera. Okay.
Ooh, not to put out of the show.
All right, we'll see you all over in the chat. All right, Bill. Bill's our chat correspondent for the day. All right, with that being said, let's hit the politics. The U.S. House of Representatives have now gone 2 full weeks without a speaker. Last week, 3 names ended up becoming contenders, but by week's end, only one survived. Jim Jordan. He's the one that survived this whole little race with Steve Scalise. That's that one, that ugly one over there on the right. So today, just as they did 2 weeks ago, they held a vote, and here's how it went.
Even leaders of his own party have called him a legislative terrorist. He once said, quote, "I didn't come to Congress to make more laws." His words speak for themselves. When New Yorkers recovering from Hurricane Sandy needed Congress to act, he said no. When wildfires ravaged the West, destroying homes and businesses, and those residents needed disaster assistance, he said no. When the Mississippi River floods devastated the South and communities across state lines needed Congress to act, He said no. When our veterans were suffering from disease and dying as a result of service to our country, and Congress passed a bipartisan solution, he said no. When our ally in Ukraine looked to Congress for additional support to help defeat Putin, he said no. And just before Hamas's brutal terrorist attack on Israel, he said no to fully funding military aid for our ally. This body is debating elevating a speaker nominee who has not passed a single bill in 16 years.
Y'all like that little he said no thing that the Democrats?
Absolutely. I love a callback. Like, he had the crowd like waiting on him to give them the response, especially this lady. Sorry for the podcast listeners.
He's on the lady.
There's a lady. She looks like a mix between Linda McMahon and Hillary Clinton. She was so hyped to be like, he said no. Like, she's into it.
It reminded me of like it doesn't remind you of like the old school when they're in the circle when they're doing the cipher. You hyping up your man like, yeah.
That's how it started. And then Bill said that little call and response is church. It is. Then they started taking the votes. And of course, Mother Maxine Waters had to voice her opinion. They called for her vote. She gave her a vote, but she did so declaring that she's not voting for no insurrectionists.
Waters. Jeffries.
If you didn't make it out, she said, I will take Hakeem Jeffries over an insurrectionist. Very nice.
Why couldn't she just say no? Like, if I could just no, my answer is no. Like, just she's so extra. I don't see how y'all. This woman drives me crazy.
I love it.
These Democrats and Republicans on the House floor, they really homies after all this bullshit they put on.
And as it turns out, Jordan didn't have the votes, falling way short of the 216 votes he needed to secure the big chair. He ended up with 200.
The tellers agree in their tallies that the total number of votes cast is 432, of which the Honorable Jim Jordan of the state of Ohio has received 200 votes. The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 212 votes. The Honorable Kevin.
So that means no speaker. All the Democrats actually voted for their leader, as you heard that there in that applause. So shout out to the Democrats being on one accord. At least one of the factions is in the government. 6 of the votes that of the 20 votes that Jordan did not get went to McCarthy, and 7 went to Steve Scalise, who dropped out earlier in the week. This picture was taken after the votes were cast and show how much fun it is when you're out of that hot seat. As you can see here, Kevin McCarthy cracking up in the background as Jim Jordan tries to reevaluate what happened, yucking it up. That's what that's called in the background, yucking it up.
So when it said others, and you just named those other people, no, none of those people were Donald Trump. He got no votes, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you're not.
I wonder if he's shocked by that.
Will say they should have put Hakeem Jeffries in there the first time. I mean, but they didn't have the majority. You know, they're never going.
That's like literally never going to happen.
That's as far as they're going to get is that 212. They're not going to get a vote more for Hakeem Jeffries. So that's where that kind of ended up. Representative Kim Buck said that he received a few thank yous from Republicans after he voted against Jim Jordan, saying that he respects more Republicans to vote against him during the second vote if they ever have one, because it won't be today. It might be tomorrow, according to the majority whip, Tom Emmer, who says that, you know, they'll reconvene tomorrow at 11 a.m. So how long do you think this goes, guys? Do you think this time next week we have a speaker?
No. Gone to Christmas.
Gone till Christmas?
Yeah, watch. It's going to be Christmas. Watch.
We'll see. I mean, it's possible that they elect someone. It's just, you know, the question of who would that be at this point, because it doesn't look like it's going to be Jim Jordan. Do you think this affects Republican votes? You know, it's the 2024 House elections come up. I mean, people are going to have to vote for these people again if they want to keep the majority. Do you think the fact that they can't even hire a speaker or vote for a speaker?
No, this chaos means nothing to them. That this is like another day in paradise for them.
Up until last week, these people thought Donald Trump could be the Speaker of the House. So like they don't even know. Like nobody cares. Like it is
exactly.
I'm telling you, this is why they know they can milk this into Christmas.
And they don't care what they're doing as long as they're stopping. The only thing that would have let them lose votes is them getting that Hakeem in there.
Yes. Yes.
That would have rejiggered the base.
Them stopping him was all they needed to do.
And that's that on that. All right. Dex, I think you'll really like this next story. So, and this is because it's a stunt. You know, we love people who do stunts, and the Road Talk Awards are coming up, and we have potentially a Seat of the Year nominee in one stealing George Santos. So, George Santos is facing new charges, which are accusing him of lies and credit card fraud, 10 felonies, such as conspiracy. Like I said, wire fraud, identity theft, access device fraud, false statements, and records to the FCC being submitted on his behalf as well. The new indictment, once again, like I said, has all of these charges. He's facing about 20 years, up to 20 years in prison. They caught him in the halls and the bowels of the House. And here's what he had to say while trying to escape any sort of accountability.
No comment. I did not have access to my phone.
Prosecutors say you defrauded the American public. Will you resign?
Of what you guys are talking about. No, I will not. Excuse me.
They said that you stole people's identities. Did you steal people's identities? Did you give an identity fraud? Are you still going to vote in the voters?
What do you have to say to your constituents?
I will not. I have no comment. I was in conference like everyone else without my phone, so I have nothing to talk about. I need to take a look at my phone.
Did you commit large fraud? It's a pretty basic question.
The answer to that is no. Are you okay, sir?
Yeah. Did you charge to your credit card donors money? Did you use their credit cards to reward yourself? That's the allegation.
No. I will look at it.
Why shouldn't you be able to vote in the speaker's election? Such a key election when you've been charged with all these crimes.
He tossed that door shut.
I would be watching that clip on repeat. That was amazing. He strutted through that hallway.
He's pumping down that hallway.
He was like, I didn't have my phone as he's on the phone. I didn't have my phone.
I didn't have my phone. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I did like though when that person fell over. He said, "Damn, you all right? You worried about me? You need to keep your balance." I will say though, when you were reading through those charges, I'm like, some of the stuff is true, but that identity theft, he ain't do that because everything else, he was not opening his mouth. When that lady said identity theft, he said, "No, wait a minute now, don't you put that on me."
Yo, I did peep that because he was like, "Oh, identity theft." Now I'm just making stuff up. Yeah, I did the other stuff.
Uh-huh. Oh,
I was charging up that. You know, he was charging up that card though. Like he was definitely
getting that door. That door was locked. Next time we saw Georgie Porgy, he was holding a baby that wasn't his. It's just around Congress, just holding.
Wearing a jacket that ain't his.
Squeezed, didn't it?
At Matthew Rice says George Santos just left Tim Burch's office with a baby in his arms. When asked if it was his baby, he said, "quote unquote, not yet." Whatever that means.
Oh, is he trying to adopt it? Like, what's happening here?
I don't think that's what that means. But in any event, strange activity. Probably stole that baby too.
Charge that baby to that credit card.
Stop it. Well, he was holding the baby, and then of course he was in the hallways of the House, which is public ground. And a man had something to say about him holding that baby and asked him, because this was right after the Israel-Hamas stuff. And this man decided to come up to him and ask him about the baby.
Santos, what are you doing to stop the ongoing genocide of Palestinians?
Excuse me, do not record this baby.
What are you doing? We won't record the baby. Yeah, what are you doing to stop the ongoing genocide of civilians in Palestine? What are you doing to stop the ongoing Yes, and many children are dying in Palestine due to Israeli war crimes. What are you doing to stop it?
Nothing.
Okay. So that's
Wait, hold on. What do you mean? What am I doing? Who am I?
He's a congressman. What
am I supposed to do?
He can bring up House resolutions to the floor and get money funded for people. Like,
man, if y'all don't get the hell on with that, like, come on now.
Well, exactly. Thank you. It's his job. Thank you. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, somebody.
What are you talking about? That's their job.
He is one person. Like, you talking about, what are you doing? Like, come on.
Yeah, where do you stand on coming up with resolutions?
Where do you stand?
What do you want to do about it?
What am I doing? Like, I'm supposed to put the military uniform and fly my ass over there. Like, come on now.
No, I'm going to sit my ass in my office and write up something useful and get it introduced. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, then you just wait a minute and maybe I'll get to it. But I got the baby in my hand.
I got the baby right now.
What ended up happening was George saw his opportunity to kind of get people off his tail with this whole investigation of 10 felonies.
It wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me because that baby would not distract me at all.
He took the opportunity and he ran with it, got people to change what they were thinking about.
Officers, this is the gentleman that was accosting me when I had a 2-month-old baby in my hand. You came in my personal space,
and then I immediately stepped away from you. Congressman Santos, what are you doing? What are you doing to call for the end of Israeli?
What are you doing about terrorists destroying Israel? What about the terrorists from Hamas that tried to defend in this building? It's abhorrent. It is abhorrent that you are in this building stepping up for terrorists. You are a terrorist sympathizer. You are human scum. Human scum. I do not care. You are human. You are human scum. That's what you are. Human scum. You have no business in this building defending terrorists. The fact that we have terrorist sympathizers in this building is unacceptable. It cannot be allowed. What is happening in Israel?
Do you want to see the rest?
He ate them up. He ate them up.
To me.
You want to see the rest?
Oh, that was so good.
He ate them up. They were like, you're a winner.
When he put that hand out and got the swing in the neck, over. It was over for him.
Oh, yeah, he ate them up.
Would you like to see the rest of the clip?
A little bit, yes.
Okay.
That's what it is. And the next time he tries to accost me with a child in my hand, I want him out of here. He's an animal. I am holding a child. He is a fucking terrorist sympathizer.
Who?
You can go look at the video.
Mr. Santos, who?
What happened?
Congressman Santos, who?
The gentleman back there is a terrorist sympathizer that has no business in this building. What is happening in Israel is abhorrent. What is happening to the people of Israel should not be defended. Nobody defending Hamas has any business in this building, whether you're elected, whether you're a civilian. It is a disgrace that we allow people to parade that kind of thought in here.
And scene.
I love that he pivoted from that scandal of his and tried to go off.
Did he go off?
Like, he tried to go off like he's deflecting, sir. Going off because you don't want to.
In that same burgundy blazer, the Penguin threw everything at the wall. He had a baby. He wanted to throw the war at them, like everything. And I'm here for it. I love it.
Everything.
I love it. Like that's
George, if things don't work out for you over there, you always have a job with you at Bro Talk Live. We will find something for you to do over here for sure.
Oh, he spoke about it. He spoke about it here. Let's see what we got here. He spoke about it right here on the Steve Bannon War Room Battleground show on Mike Lindell TV. Good Lord, what a sentence. Mike Lindell, the owner of MyPillow, who recently filed for bankruptcy. He's on his TV station on a show with Steve Bannon, the one who has the Band-Aids and the patches of dead skin all over him. He had this to say about why he was yelling at that man. And as you saw the original video, but this is what he says happened.
What you saw there in that open of yours, Steve, was me reaching my tipping point when this man tells me, F that baby. What about the babies in Palestine? Are you kidding me? I don't care. Palestine and Gaza, they've been brewing hate and fomenting terrorism for decades. They breed hate.
He just said, I don't care. Like, amazing sentence.
And also, that man didn't say nothing about that baby you had in your hand. So
he did not say F that baby. Like, he completely made that up.
Also, you should explain, Mike Lindell, you should ask him, why did you have that baby in your hand? Whose baby is that? Like, we need some answers on that baby.
Yeah, who is baby? Did he answer that?
No, he never answered whose baby it was.
So it was a prop, so he can get out of there and start screaming.
Apparently, the Palestinian guy said "F that baby," which definitely didn't happen.
It never happened.
He said, "I don't care. I don't care about the other babies. This is crazy."
What you saw there on that open of yours, Steve, was me reaching my tipping point when this man tells me, F that baby. What about the babies in Palestine? Are you kidding me? I don't care. Palestine and Gaza, they've been brewing hate and fomenting terrorism for decades.
Amazing sentence. I don't care. So a half dozen Republican House members have been trying to get him expelled from Congress. He has about a year left before the next elections. Do you think he makes it, or do you think, he'll end up getting kicked out of Congress?
He makes it.
I feel like there's so much going on that they probably don't even notice the antics that he's doing. Like, they literally are in there not voting and like doing sing-alongs while he's acting a fool in the hallway. They probably don't know that this is happening.
Yeah, I think he makes it the whole year. I mean, there's way too much chaos to focus on anything he's doing. And that I do have to say for our viewers, this jacket is not working.
He knows.
You like the jacket?
That jacket is not working. That was not.
You don't like it? Okay.
It was not a good choice.
Very nice jacket. It just don't fit him, and he knows it don't fit him.
that back is coming out here like he's the Incredible Hulk.
Look at the guy trying to get out of the picture. He doesn't want to be photographed with it
at all. That man wants
I don't even think that baby is real.
Probably is. Just a prop baby.
Yeah. Like, where would you get that thing from?
Where would you get a baby in this day and age, right? All right, guys. Well, that was George Santos. You know what it's time for? It is time for the favorite segment of the week.
This week in Trump, this week in Trump. This week in Trump, this week in Trump.
All right, this week in Trump, a U.S. District Judge, Tanya Chutkan, one of the judges who Trump was very afraid of seeing and sitting in front of, has decided to impose a limited gag order on Trump in advance of his election interference trial, as requested by the prosecution. The gag order says that he cannot publicly target special counsel Jack Smith, his staff, her staff, or any court personnel. This is what Trump had to say about the whole thing at his most recent rally.
The judge gave a gag order. The judge doesn't like me too much. Her whole life is not liking me. But she gave a gag order. You know what a gag order is? You can't speak badly about your opponent. But this is weaponry all being done because Joe Biden is losing the election and losing very, very badly to all of us in the polls. He's losing badly. But what they don't understand is that I am willing to go to jail if that's what it takes for our country to win and become a democracy again.
I feel like someone wrote that for him and he did not realize what he was reading at the time.
100%. Because
he was reading that like a book.
Never say nothing like that. I'm not willing to go to jail for none of y'all. What did George say? F them kids.
It ain't no way. It ain't no way. Why would he say like the way he read it? You could just tell. Listen to how he reads the jail.
The judge gave a gag order. The judge doesn't like me too much. Her whole life is not liking me. But she gave a gag order. You know what a gag order is? You can't speak badly about your opponent. But this is weaponry all being done because Joe Biden is losing the election and losing very, very badly to all of us in the polls. He's losing badly. But what they don't understand is that I am willing to go to jail if that's what it takes for our country to win and become a democracy again.
I am willing to go to jail.
I am willing to go to jail.
Jail? And then he said, I didn't step in it. Let me keep going. To create a democracy.
Lock him up, says Darren.
Well, you said
why is his face paint so like weird today?
He no black, he Dominican.
Oh no, he's black. Donald Trump is darker than I am. Like that.
Yeah, like, what's up with that paint? It's not that orange hue you used to get.
Blackface. That's very nasty work. We'll say he's gonna be a martyr, going to jail for the people. That's what
He
maybe
sure will be if he ends up going to jail. If he ends up going to jail, I will say, like, you know what? He did that for us, didn't he?
He was also pictured outside of court at another trial. This one for Letitia James in New York. Here's what he looks like.
Halloween came early.
That must be a fresh, fresh job. Look at the hands compared to the face. Good God. Not magic.
That one's than his typical orange. Just a deep. I think that is a deep orange on that one.
Orange. I mean, it really, honestly, it looks just like this. Like that's what he looks like.
Maybe he's been watching the show. He wants to emulate.
He's been watching the show. He's got to keep up with his look. I mean, that's not far off. Honestly, it's the same
at all.
They literally cannot get around those eyes. Like you can't get that bronzer on there.
He got them goggles on. He got them goggles on. What are you gonna wear, Ty?
No, after I'm done the spray, you need to touch up the
close your eyes and touch up everything else.
Some makeup, something. Blend it.
Man, what a sight to see. My gosh. But guys, as always, 3 weeks in a row now. It's 4 weeks in a row. We got
What did the Trump say? Did the Trump say?
So people who don't watch the show regularly might think that we just had this infatuation with Donald Trump. And the reason we have the infatuation is because he's entertaining. Like, it's really no other thing. We don't root for him. We wish him the absolute worst. But he is very entertaining, and he makes our show. He carried our show for like 5 straight years. So
he carried it. Russell, we love Donald Trump over here. Like, we like him.
We don't. We can't publish.
I can't do this show with him not on here. I hate when
we don't want Donald Trump as president. We are entertained by him.
Yes, we want him around. We just don't want him as president because he does say ridiculous.
We like what he's doing now.
Yeah, this is perfect for him.
Are we ready for the What Did the Trump Say segment of the week?
Yes.
All right, here we go. The word of the week is
Thomas and
Thomas Sutra.
One more time.
Thomas and
I don't know if he's saying F up some commas.
F up some commas by people.
Oh yeah.
It's either that. He's F up some commas or commas.
Thomas and
yeah. F up some commas. What's his name? Thomas Jefferson. Okay. Darren is saying harmonies.
Oh.
Okay.
Harmonies.
Those are 2 very different words. Thomas Jefferson and harmonies.
Yeah.
Thomas and
hummus. He said hummus. He's hungry.
Yeah. Okay.
Hummus.
You got some hummus and then he finished off with carrots.
Some chips or something, carrots.
No, he said hummus and a fish fillet sandwich.
Hummus and pita bread.
Hummus and a fish fillet might be the worst combination I've ever heard. You know you like them fish fillets.
Thomas and
all right. Are we final words? Hummus for you, Dex. Ty, where are you going with?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with hummus and pita bread.
Okay, hummus and pita bread. Dex, are you going with F up some commas or are you going?
Yeah, I gotta go with commas. You gotta go commas.
Okay, commas. That boy sure ain't eating no hummus. That would have been great to hear live. All right, here we go. The full clip as Trump
deal crushed the murderous Iranian regime with sanctions and starved Hamas, and we took Hamas and Hezbollah and all of the rest. We took them to task like nobody else.
Hamas.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Context. Yeah. So what did the Trump say? It's a classic. There we go.
That's because he's doing all that reading. Like, he got to stop reading.
No, he really has to stop talking. Just go on True Social and type it out.
And send it in and let them tweet it out.
Please. Let us read it for you.
Because he be going hard on there. No mistake.
Can't enunciate. This is crazy.
It's not like it's anything new either. Like, we've had segments for this for 3 years. I'm sorry, 6 years. Like, it's not like it's anything.
Because, like, if you were like sitting with your grandpa in the nursing home and he's going off, mispronouncing words, saying racist things, you'd be like, you know, that's old grandpa. But like, he's trying to be president. This is the problem here.
Well, Bill was right. He sure isn't eating any hummus. But he was trying to say hummus.
Whenever Donald Trump eats hummus, he eats hummus.
No,
Yeah, get his little hummus with a little carrot. If I get his little thumb and little
Never had a
pinky in
carrot
it afterwards.
I can't see that happening at all.
Never. All right, time for the scoop.
Scoop, 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 scoop.
All right, guys. So the scoop for this week, as we all know, who was running their mouth all week long?
Woo!
Woo-wee. Jada Pinkett Smith. As Dex, we had an argument, and this is the one Dex didn't publicize on the internet, but we had another deep argument. He publicized the one about the male groups that he had with his other group chat, but he didn't publicize the one that we had about Jada Pinkett, in which we said that Jada Pinkett is not at all a legend or worthy of the attention that she still receives in 2023, simply because her last big splash happened in the 90s. Right, Dad? Do I have that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Dex feels like she's.
Can I just say you ex Ty, is that correct? And it's actually not correct. The conversation was
I was having our position. That's what I was saying.
No, but that wasn't your position though.
What
we said was that Jada is only famous because she's married to Will Smith. Like that
well,
was
now she is. We said the reason that she wouldn't be relevant. We're not saying she never was a star. We're just saying she would have faded. That's all we said. She would have if she wasn't married to Will Smith.
I wouldn't say faded. I would say she would be sitting in the D lot with her peers.
Oh, okay. That's not the definition of faded. I don't know what it is, but I consider that fading. You know, it's the Vivica Ray, it's the Vivica Fox. You know, it's that.
I mean, if Vivica comes on scene, we know who she is. Like, I wouldn't say.
Guys, I'm not doing this.
We're not saying we don't know who she is. We're just saying she wouldn't be getting the publicity that she gets now.
I will just say this though before you start this segment. I this morning actually went and I picked up Jada's book. I'm on chapter 5 now.
Oh. You love
change. Things may change, but I like her now. I'm Team Jada all the way. Like I like Jada Pinkett now. Like reading that book, I'm like, okay, I like her.
We had that book when we done with it. You don't need it for us both to buy it.
We had several revelations reported in that book. She revealed that she and Will wanted to write a new book together. Tupac proposed to her in Rikers Island. Chris Rock asked her out, apparently. She says that Tupac had alopecia. It's just a random stuff. She thought that the Oscar slap was a skit. She unveiled her urban nun life as well in her book as well. And she talked about, dealing drugs as a teen. So with that, that's a lot of stuff to talk about. We don't have time to talk about it all. So we're going to have to do a little thing where we do a wheel. We always have these fun little, at least once a year, we do a wheel where we have a bunch of topics on it and we decide what we're going to discuss. So we have all of those topics on the wheel and we're going to take a little spin and see what happens. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's see what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Tupac proposed to her. Do you guys want to talk about that, or should we spin it back again?
No, because I'm recalling some Tupac lyrics about the crack game, and I didn't realize he was taking those jabs at Jada.
Like, dear mama?
He's like, so crack to the kids. Who the hell cares?
Living off on the welfare. Can I just say
he's talking about Jada.
Can I just, while we're on this topic of Tupac proposing to her, and I mean this with the utmost respect. I really, really, really do mean this with the utmost respect. We on this show, we're not going to talk about Britney Spears. Like there are some revelations that have come out about Britney Spears. Bro Talk Live, we're not going to talk about those. And I want to direct this to my Caucasian brothers and sisters. Thank you guys for your research and helping us learn this stuff about Jada and the timeline with her and Tupac. But like respectfully, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to leave. We don't need your
back off.
I just don't want that. I don't want this to be
back off.
Yeah, I don't really need this. I feel like this is a black thing, and I think that it's okay to just leave the Will and Jada stuff to us.
Okay. All right, moving on. Let's do 2 more spins, and then we'll get out of here with the Jada stuff because, like I said, we don't have time to talk about all 7. We've taken that one out. This one thought the slap was a skit. Now, her reaction to the slap was pure shock. It seemed like in the moment. Do you actually believe that she thought it was a skit that Will had told her about?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah, much possible.
I did.
Wow.
I'm like, there's no way that he just jumped up and slapped Chris Rock across the face on the Oscars on live television. Surely they have to roll the credits and we have to see them give each other a hug. Like, there's no way that this is real.
No, I dead ass thought it was a skit as well. I'm like, that had to be a skit. There's no way.
Then,
like, he did
after he slapped him, he went and sat back down and enjoyed the rest of the show. There's no way you don't eat your meal
Went to
without
the after party too.
It's not possible. Like, I still think it was a skit, to be honest with you.
Went to the after party and everything. All right. Last one. I really want either the sold crack one or the
Let's
one
just do so crack because I
about,
asked him
the one about the nun. I'm curious about the one about the nun.
I don't know the nun stuff. Like that, I haven't got to that part in the book yet.
I've never heard of the urban nun.
The urban nun. All right, let's just do those two really quick while we're at it. Since we're here, let's just don't even spin because the spin's not gonna give us what we want. I'm sure we have a 2 out of 6 chance of getting what we want out of that. So let's just go back to the actual stories here. And
what's some Harry Clarence doing?
Yeah, let's do that one first.
All right. Jada Pinkett Smith unveils her urban and nun life in the book Worthy. She says she's transformed into a sort of urban nun. She claims that she meditates and reads texts like the Bhagavad, the Gita, the Quran, and the Bible every day. So she reads a passage, I guess, from all of them every day. And abstains from sex. Okay. This must be a recent development because August Alsina was the thing. Alcohol, violent entertainment. She doesn't watch any Will Smith movies. And unnecessary spending.
Saving up that coin just in case.
See, stuff like this is the
You know why she's saving up them coins? Because she ain't had a good movie deal, for a few years now.
See, but stuff like this is the problem, though. Like, and there's like little like things about this in the book so far that I've seen where she would like say things, and it literally is a shot at Will Smith. And when you say that you're abstaining from sex, and we know that you're married to him, that means you're not having sex with this man. Like, come on. At one point in the book, right, she talks about how her and Tupac are going to do, they were at like a fair or something like that, and they were going to do this video, and the video just came out recently, and they were like looking for a song to do, and they ended up doing the song The Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff, Parents Just Don't Understand. She didn't go. She said, life has a funny way of throwing little parallels at you or whatever. I had no idea that she said, I had no idea that I would become close with the Fresh Prince. And it's just like, you married him. Like it's just that the way she discusses Will in this book so far is so insulting. It's terrible, actually.
Weird.
And she hasn't even said anything bad about him yet. Just the little things that she mentions when it in regards to him, it's like you hate him.
Yeah, it's like when you threw with somebody, you threw.
I mean, but Will seems like he's through with her too.
Well, I tried to read Will Smith's book too. I do still have it, but that book is very boring, and I don't see how people got to the end of Will Smith's book. Jada's is actually more entertaining than Will so far.
That's because she wrote both of them. She had a chance to get out there again and try it.
He said because she wrote both of them.
She wrote both of them. She had a chance. She made hers juicier than his. That's all. You see how pressed she was when he was unveiling that book, all on the camera, and they wasn't even supposed to be living together or being together or nothing else. She was real pressed because she wrote that book. She said, "Oh, this gonna be real boring. This ain't gonna sell like mine."
No chance.
I will say, just before we move on, that book to me is very, like, I like it. I like what I'm reading so far. I kind of understand her as the kind of person that she is based on her childhood and like what she grew up doing, that crack stuff, which I know we're going to get into. Like that
crack stuff.
Was because it was a lot. Like the crack stuff was a lot. Like she was selling it, but she goes into like why she thought she needed to do it and why she did it. Her mom was on heroin and like that stuff. Like when she talks about that stuff, it really like kind of like gets you a little bit. Like you really do understand where she's coming from.
Well, she claims she thought she was going to be a queen pin, whatever that amounts to. You can get caught up in the scenery. I was rolling with some really high rollers at the time. She's using drug lingo right there. Old school drug lingo.
Picture me rolling. Everything is Tupac.
That's a whole nother Jada that would chase somebody down the alley with a switchblade because they stole $700. Or the Jada that would sell crack cocaine and then get set up and 2 dudes come in with a 9mm and she gets a gun put to her head. Sounds like a movie role. that she.
Yeah, but but this is funny too. I will say this. I do think everyone who discusses this should read this book, because like when you see this excerpt right here, like you would think that this is what it is, but when she tells that story about the $700, like literally any of us would do the exact same thing. If someone, like, you were at a check cashing place, somebody reaches behind you, steals your money, and runs. Like, she chased the guy down, pulled her knife out, but then eventually was like, I have to stop chasing this guy. She stopped chasing him. She put the knife down. She saw him later on, and she just didn't do anything about it. And I don't know. I feel like the book is very like humanizing, and these headlines don't do it justice.
I mean, it's the parts, but of course there are some doubters, including me, and also Jim Jones.
My whole thing is, if you sold crack in the 90s, 9 times out of 10, there's still some crackheads in the neighborhood that can vouch that you was selling that butter. I don't know where Jada grew up at, but we need to go check and see. They got some fiends that can validify that she was selling that thing back in the. She had that butter on the block for sale.
Validify, Ty. Do you like that term? Validify.
No, he meant verify. No, we're not.
Validify.
We're not going to see if there are still some crackheads that know she sold that butter in the 90s. No, thank you.
Validify her claim.
Like you see this headline of this woman saying that she was selling crack or whatever, and your mindset is to be like, let me go find some crackheads to verify this. Like, what the hell are we? Like, come on. That is stupid. And she specifically said she was doing it in Cherry Hill, the Cherry Hill area of Baltimore.
I mean, okay, but you can say that. I mean, if I were to pick a place, if I was to pick a place in Baltimore, I would say Cherry Hill as well.
Jason, why do you really think I'm a lie about selling crack? Do you think I'm proud of that?
You're like, at this point, she gets no street cred for that.
There's no street cred for selling
She's
crack.
looking for it, though. She's looking to reinvent herself as this sort
She's
of.
not looking to reinvent herself in no queen.
Not as no crack dealer. Like, no thanks.
She actually is in this book. When she talks about the crack stuff, she talks about how bad she was at doing that. She wasn't even good at it, and she talks about how bad, like, she didn't know what she was doing, and she got set up because like she was doing something she should not have done.
I'm with that.
I don't want to hear anybody on this unless they read the book.
All I'm gonna say is that
I'm gonna join your book club. We're gonna read this book.
If you're gonna pick a place in the late '90s, early 2000s to sell crack in Baltimore, Cherry Hill would be a likely place. So I'm not sure if she did it or not, but if she was down the hill, great for her.
Jason, do you care if she sold crack or not?
I just feel like she's expounding unnecessarily, and I feel like it's like she's trying to get hits on this book, and I think that's just what she's doing.
Well, let me just say this though. I will say the part that is a little like weird to me, how Jada tells these stories in the book. It's like she's saying that she's in school and she's like it's like a drama school and she's trying to try out for Juilliard.
Which is downtown, not in Cherry Hill.
But then she's like, it's like she spends her weekends at Cherry Hill or whatever, and like. I will say that it is a little weird how some of the timelines are stringed together. Like she was doing a lot at one time. I will say that though,
a whole lot, and then dating Tupac at the same time. So
she was not. And another thing, the Tupac stuff. We could do a whole podcast on this goddamn Jada Pinkett book. The Tupac stuff. She literally said that there is no romantic interest between the two of them. They're just really, really good friends. They even kissed each other. They even kissed each other one time, and both were like, "What the hell do we just do? Like this is not us." Like they literally are just friends. Okay. And I think we all have a friend like that we're just very close with.
That we tried to kiss to see if we had chemistry.
No, but like I mean, like just in general, just a friend that we're very close to, and then even now when we're not around that person, we tell stories that reference that person because we just have a close bond.
Not as much as she does. She's trying to make a point.
Oh my god!
All right, moving on. Dex, your boy Drake has tied Michael Jackson's record for Billboard Hot 100 #1 hits among solo male artists. Drake posted this picture to his Instagram account of Michael Jackson in an OVO hoodie, taking a selfie with an iPhone 5, looks like there in the photo. Then you see Drake there with his patented wine glass that he always drinks out of, which is why I say he has stomach issues. And the Michael Jackson glove that apparently he has purchased on eBay.com or whatever the rich equivalent of that is.
Not eBay.
The auction block. Seems like he's purchased that glove, and now he is the owner of the glove and co-owner of that record, right? But a lot of people aren't really impressed. Yeah, but no, Michael Jackson was not part of an era that belonged to streaming. His numbers were strictly sales, says at Nat Bad But. We really had to find a way to separate the then from the now. So he thinks an asterisk. I also think an asterisk should be added to this. I don't think Drake deserves to be the co-record holder of this record just because of the songs that, went to number one. And here we have the list of the songs that actually Drake has, the 13 songs that Drake has versus the 13 songs that Michael Jackson had as their number one singles. It really takes a dive there after, what's this, 2018 for Drake. I'm not sure what changed in the rules there, but he was getting number one hits for a lot of songs that people will not remember, like Tootsie Slides, like What's Next, which no one will remember in 5 years. Way Too Sexy, some people might remember. Wait For You wasn't even his song. It was a feature song. He was a featured artist on it, but apparently that counts as a number one hit for Drake. Jimmy Cooks featuring 21 Savage. No one's going to remember that. Slime You Out. We don't remember it now, and it just came out. And First Person Shooter featuring J. Cole, which is now, I guess, the new number one single in the country, which made him reach the 13 number one hits. As opposed to Michael Jackson, for the podcast listeners, who has Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You, Billie Jean, Beat It, Say, I Can't Stop Loving You, Bad, You Make Me Feel, Man in the Mirror, Dirty Diana, Black or White, and You Are Not Alone, which are all classics.
What's Ben by Michael Jackson? Ben, what is that?
That was the song that he released that was about his little pet. I think it was a rabbit.
Mouse or a rat?
Mouse. Yeah, it was a rat. You're right. It was a rat. There we go.
I don't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was an early Michael Jackson. He was a child.
It's 72. It's 72. So we weren't even born. But at the end of the day, he was charting even then. So
he was number one charting. I think he was like 13 or something like that. He was very young.
He was only born in the latter half of that little leg there.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Michael Jackson was charting before we were even born. I'm looking at the dates. I mean, the years, and we weren't even
born after we were born.
Yeah, look after we were born, he just stopped making music. Damn.
So is Drake the new king of pop, or do you think that there should be an asterisk because the way that charts are done nowadays, the number one song doesn't actually have to be the most popular song in America. It's just the one that gets streamed the most.
No.
I'm not going to take away from if I were an artist, I would be happy to be I'm up there with Michael Jackson.
Of course.
I'm going to give it to him. We're not saying he's better than Michael Jackson or as good. They do different things, but I don't think there's any need for us to analyze any deeper. It is what it is.
I think we should keep it like this. I disagree with what Ty is saying though, in a sense of because Drake is trolling now. If you would have just accepted the honor and just been okay, we good. This is a good thing. You keep it to yourself. The fact that you posted Michael Jackson in a hoodie of you, and then you posted the thing with the glove and a wine glass, you're trolling. And I think you're showing your feelings because people trashed your album last week. And I understand being upset about that, but just the way you're going about it to me just feels very disrespectful. I will say I want to keep it just like this. Don't put no asterisks on it, nothing like that. Because when Blue Ivy starts to put music out and they say she has more number ones than Drake, I want you to eat that. You be okay with it. Because the way we're measuring music now, people can buy a hoodie and they've been like, oh, look, this is
a stream. Right. That's a stream.
So when these other artists come out and these kids like Blue Ivy and all these people do it and they beat Drake's record, I don't want to hear a thing out of his mouth. I don't want to hear it. You just got to take it.
Yeah, I do
think yourself with a wine glass.
Yeah, you gotta be okay with it, Drake. You made this bed, now you gotta lay in it.
I can't take this.
Same way Nicki has to lay in that same bed with Cardi and all of them. You gotta be okay with this stuff. People
what I do understand is what I do understand what people are saying when they analyze it. The work is completely different.
These last
to put these records out, what it took for those records to go number one versus what it takes now. It is completely different, but we just got to move with the time.
That's the world. That's just the world we live in now.
It's the world. It's as soon as it drops, if you stream it enough, it'll go number one. That's what happened with Slime You Out because no one's playing Slime You Out now. It's not on the radio. It's not anywhere. No one
I did like it a little bit more after hearing it on the album, but when I initially heard it, I said it on here. I hated that song.
It's still not a number one song. It's not a massive song. It's evidence it's not a massive song because First Person Shooter came out literally 2 weeks later, and now it's the number one song in the country. So
Yeah, I agree.
It's
Halle
just,
Berry, when her little complaining tweet is what made me go back and listen to it. So it probably made a lot of people listen to it.
and the top 3 songs right now in the Hot 100 are all Drake. That kind of shows you what the chart's about. It's literally just it's an iTunes list. It's whatever people are clicking on the most, no matter if they like it or not, no matter if they're requesting at the radio station or not. It's literally just what people are clicking on in these streaming apps, and that's just what it is.
I just think he shouldn't put too much pressure on it though, because it doesn't hold a lot of weight, because we know like what it takes to get there, which is not much effort.
Right. It doesn't hold the same weight. Yeah, it just doesn't.
And also, Michael Jackson is dead, and Michael Jackson well, I would say if Michael Jackson wasn't dead, he would have made more hits, but apparently he stopped making hits after 1995.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Not too much on Mike, okay? I would say Drake hasn't had a number one hit, honestly, since 2018 in my feelings, but that's just me. I don't think any of those other songs deserve to be number one. And the Wait For You song's not his. So
Pussy Slide was a big TikTok song, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like that's what it was though, a big TikTok song. Like when Jason said nobody's gonna remember this in like 5 years or so.
Any of those last 8 songs.
Like long term. Like I don't think anybody's gonna pick Pussy Slide and like remix that to make another song. And like Michael Jackson, people to this day are using Rock With You to remix it and stuff. So yeah, I agree with that.
All right, we're going long. Let's go to the update.
If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff. Up, then it's up. If it's up, then it's stuff. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff.
We end up going long. Like, how does that happen? Like, what happened here? We're like way over. The former King of Pop, Jason Derulo, is facing a new accusation from an artist who claims that he told her to do some strange things. According to the artist, her name begins with an X. I can't remember the first name. It begins with an X, but her last name is Gibson. Said that she would have to partake in goat skin and fish scales, which is a Haitian reference referring to conducting sex rituals, sacrificing a goat blood, and doing cocaine in order to succeed in the music industry. She also said that Jason Derulo charged at her in a fit of rage after she arrived late to a recording session because of traffic. Derulo's action made this woman worry that her amazing opportunity would deteriorate because she refused to have sex and have drinks with Jason Derulo. She was also told in September of last year that her employment with Atlantic Records and Future was over, and her complaints to Derulo about Atlantic's human resource departments was ignored. To Atlantic's human resources department were ignored. So she was not heard out about any of her concerns. In an Instagram video, Derulo did not explicitly
play that video.
Huh?
Please don't play that video.
I'm not playing it. He did not explicitly mention the lawsuit, but he appeared to reference it, calling the claims completely false and hurtful. Dex, why didn't you like the video?
Oh my God, that video to me was just screaming guilty. Guilty, 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 guilty. Like when he was talking, it was like he was if y'all saw that Ashton Kutcher Mila Kunis video, imagine that with a black man. That's what it was. And also, I do believe this woman though, but what I think is kind of crazy about this is that she said I was doing cocaine and goat sacrifices and fish scales and whatnot. But when it came to having sex with him, I said, that's where I draw the line.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So we'll hope justice is done in that case, and Jason Derulo, and gets what's coming to him one way or another. Either he's innocent or he's guilty.
Yeah, this is not the 90s, honey. We're not doing that anymore.
Not at all. Tekashi 6ix9ine was arrested in the Dominicano in an alleged assault on some music producers that he is familiar with. 2 of the producers had accused Tekashi of beating them up at a music studio in La Vega, Dominicano, on Friday, according to the Santo Domingo-based publication Dario Libre. 6ix9ine allegedly showed up at the studio with 4 other men around midnight asking for his girlfriend. She had been at the recording studio recording a song with a producer, but then left before 6ix9ine had arrived. Here is footage of 6ix9ine being escorted to jail. Oh, is that not playing?
I got a question.
I'm not sure.
I got a question.
Yeah, we're just gonna move on past 6ix9ine because like whatever it is that man is doing, We wish him all the best. So right now we're going to move. Go ahead, Ty. What are you going to say?
I was literally about to say, like, who did he pay to pretend they got beat up so that he can up his
Remember
streak?
before there was something like, remember he got beat up or something like that in the
He got beat up in the gym.
Yes.
In the gym.
At
Sorry, did that play?
Planet Fitness.
Dropped out there. Did it play?
We just had to move on from it. We saw it. We don't care about 6ix9ine.
We didn't need that. We're done.
Yeah, like Ty was saying that he thinks 6ix9ine paid somebody to say that they say that he beat them up. 6ix9ine needs the street cred. Y'all talking about Jada needs the street cred. That's who needs the street cred. 6ix9ine. He's out there telling people that,
like, oh, I got beat up. I rolled up one of them and beat up something. Whatever. No, moving on.
Yeah, we're ready for Q&A now.
Okay. Well, we're not quite done. I know.
It played. That's why I thought the people were ready for it.
Oh, sorry. No. Did the actual video play though? Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Shortly, and then it stopped and then Q&A played.
All right, cool. Well, we're not gonna play it again. Carlee Russell, just want to let you guys know, was found guilty. The woman who alleged she was kidnapped, saw a baby on the side of the road, was kidnapped after that, and then was missing for was it 2 days or 2 weeks? I can't remember.
No, 48 hours.
Okay,
It was like 2 days. It wasn't 2 weeks.
She was found guilty. She plans an appeal. According to reports, she was sentenced to a year in prison and nearly $18,000 in restitution. So she's appealing the prison time. She said she's willing to pay the restitution because she understands that people were working overtime and that, it was not right for her to charge, the state that money. So she's willing to pay restitution, but she is appealing the jail sentence because she's a first-time offender. So that's the latest on Carlee Russell.
Wait, did you see Candace Owens said that she would pay the $18,000 if Carlee comes on her show? Carlee, listen, we over here at Bro Talk Live, we will think about praying for you to pay the $18,000 if you come over here and give us your side of the story. We will break the internet. Don't go to Candace. Come over here.
Go somewhere though. I want to hear you talk. I really want to know.
We will support Dexter as he pays you.
I didn't say pay. I said I'm going to think about praying for somebody else to pay for it. I ain't got money. I got it.
Dex got the money though, Ty, don't he? Dex got the money. He got
Dex definitely got the money.
Not that. Sure. No, you don't.
Not a problem at all.
Dex got it.
That was the scoop. Now it is time for Q&A.
I got a question. I got a question. I got a question.
All right, guys, it is time for Q&A. UQWA. This is the part of the show where you guys ask us an amazing question and we give you an incredible answer. We know we've gone a little long today, but if you guys are listening on a podcast, you guys are having the best time of your life because we're going to extend this amazing show. You get a bonus Bro Talk episode. All right, Jason. All right, so
read.
Did you put it up? What? Go ahead, Dex.
Did you want to read? Whoever wants to read can read. I don't care.
Oh, Dex was already starting.
Oh, go ahead, Dex. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I am 6 months pregnant. I am 6 months pregnant. I attended a game night at a couple friends' home, and before leaving, I needed to use the bathroom. I was on my way home when I received the phone call from my friend's husband. He yelled at me for smelling like a skunk and stinking up his entire home. I could not believe he was talking to me this way. I can't tell if his wife knows. They are hosting Friendsgiving in a few weeks, and I am afraid to attend. Should I mention this to the wife? What would you do if you were in my position? Like, you took a number 2 in a house?
Right.
That's what you did?
Smelling like a skunk. Does that mean you smell like fish? I'm not sure what that means.
I'm confused. Like, why do you stink so bad? What does this have to do with being pregnant?
And why? Like, is this a literal thing that he's talking about, or is this like a hype? Like when you say someone is doing something that's not actually literal, what's it called? Like, it's like an allegory, or like you're smelling like a skunk. Like,
either way, he said that she stunk up his entire house. So, like, I'm assuming you went to the bathroom, you took a number 2, it was unpleasant.
Yeah, skunk doesn't smell like a number 2.
Maybe she do. Maybe it's a different breed.
I'm confused by the fact why she stunk so bad. But
is it
don't you show up to this Thanksgiving?
Oh, you can't go to Friendsgiving, baby.
Don't show up to that.
Is it the pits or is it the pit? That's my question. Like that's what I need to know.
Only reason I
Both-
assume that it's because she said use the bathroom, so I'm assuming you use the bathroom and you smelled bad. Otherwise, you smelling bad the whole night.
I think you need to be honest with yourself. If you know that you had some sort of infection or some sort of medical emergency that hadn't yet been treated, and you know there's a reason for him saying this, you need to be honest with yourself and be understanding as to why he would think this way. You know the truth. We don't know the truth. We don't know if he was actually stinking up the joint or if this is just this guy's thing. I feel like you should have explained that. Like, is he crazy or were you actually undergoing some sort of medical emergency at the time?
I do think that you should tell the girlfriend about it. I don't think that any man should call a woman. I don't even think no man should call no man and go off on them the way he seems to have gone off.
No, I don't think so either. I think that was very inappropriate. I feel like,
Yeah,
Fabrice
I
can handle
wouldn't
most
call it.
situations. So,
But I do feel like she probably knows about it, but I don't know why he is calling. Why didn't she call you and say, like, listen, girl, you
I
can't
wish
come
I
out.
would call somebody and be like, oh, by the way, you smell terrible. Like, if you want to tell this girl that, you pick up the phone and you tell, I'm not about to do that, but you definitely can't go to Friendsgiving. In fact, they can't even come to the baby shower. This friendship is over.
I'm not. I was gonna say, we're not friends with them anymore. I'm sorry.
yeah, you
It's
can't
over.
show your face again around that.
And who were you in the car with that they didn't say anything? Like, were you with your husband or your baby father? He needs to speak up to this guy too, to be honest with you. Maybe you need a shower, but something needs to happen with this guy too. Like, you can't call nobody talking like that. Couldn't be me.
That couldn't be me.
I don't care how bad my wife would smell in the bathroom. You call her going off, we're gonna make a U-turn and I'm coming back to your house.
I mean, especially since you're pregnant, like it could be some sort of hormonal thing that's going on, or something with the prenatals that has exposed or enabled some discharge that's not typically normal, and that happens. And I feel like maybe if he knew you were pregnant, he wouldn't have this sort of opinion.
6 months, he knew.
Yes, he did. Hey, I think this guy's just an asshole. I think that's what we're getting to.
I mean, for sure.
Okay. But be honest with yourself. Like, I feel like you should definitely know if you were smelling and take the steps to not have this interaction with anyone else again. That's my advice for you. Okay.
I think we all on the same page with this.
Okay. All right. For more questions, Dex.
No. For more questions, you guys can go to www.brotalklive.com/questions. Jason
and Company. Jason and Company. Yo.
It's really dangerous, Dex, because the button hadn't been working all day. I'm not sure what's going on with the button, but it worked out. Okay. All right. So we have the clips for this week. Let's see what we got here for the clips. The category this week for clips is drumroll. Well, all right. That's the category. Well, all right. All right. So these are things that happen, and all you can really say is, all right, you made your point. All right. The first one happens. It appears to be at someone's door in front of their house on a Ring camera.
Children trying to sleep. Say it again. We have young children trying to sleep. Okay. I'm like really little.
We have a noise ordinance until 11 p.m. We're celebrating a birthday party. Yeah, it's Friday, really sweetheart. It's my mother-in-law's birthday. Enjoy the free show. Thank you. Don't come back over here.
It's loud. Oh my God.
My favorite part is when he said, "Don't come back over here."
Don't come back here.
Because you know how much work it takes to muster up the courage to go to somebody's house to actually keep the noise down. Like, that's not an easy
task. Put on a little jacket, a little hoodie, so it'll be cold outside. All that. You gotta dig something out the laundry. Put something.
Don't come back over here.
I do understand. I do understand that though, because sometimes like you finally get them kids down, and they like jump in, and you be like, "Oh, come on!" I know it's Friday, but like,
right?
I
get it. Yeah, he said 1 p.m. instead of 1 a.m., which clearly shows he was inebriated. So, best of luck to him moving forward, and hope they ended the night well. Okay. Well, all right. Number 2 happens with these kids who didn't like the treat that they got at the fair. Here we go with number 2.
Marshmallow Company marshmallows at Parker Street Market, Socrates, Germac, and in Birmingham.
Perfect. Now, guys, what do you think?
Nasty.
No, I think they're good. I think they're just pulling our legs. Guys, you can, of course, find the
Marshmallow.
Now, why wouldn't you screen test them kids first?
They did. That's the problem.
It was ready.
They're like, nasty. Nasty. Oh, guys, I think it's just pulling our leg. You can find this place. No, honey.
She should have said, "You eat it."
Yo, like you paid for the advertisement and them kids tore it up like that.
You're on the live local news trying to publish your product. And this is what
Marshmallow
happened.
Company marshmallows at Parker Street Market, Socrates, Germac, and in Birmingham.
Perfect. Now, guys, what do you think?
Nasty.
No, I think they're good. I think they're just pulling our legs. Guys, you can, of course, find the
Marshmallow.
Yo, if you look at the little girl when she tastes it while they're talking, oh, she's not playing. That's
And marshmallows is nasty anyway. So why would you even give me that in the first place?
That little boy look like Ray Charles. He all blind in them glasses.
That boy's looking like you were thinking it, but you said it.
Nasty.
Just don't have no filter. And the bars were barely eaten. They were
Especially not them little black ones.
Yeah, you don't fool around with no kids. I would have to test them first. I'll be like, how you like it first? They're like, yeah, it's good. I'll be like, all right, we're about to do it on camera again. You don't have me.
All right, next up happens when a man just apparently gets evicted from the place that he was staying in.
Wait, how did you introduce this story?
A man gets kicked out.
Yeah, I don't think that was a man.
That was definitely a man.
That's a man the same way DeBrat is a man.
No. That was.
Oh, Jay, you gotta run that back. I gotta look in there. Real good.
The voice, yes, but I didn't see any meat, like chest meat, that was.
You didn't see no meat. Go to the next question.
All right, next up, last but not least, another one who thinks something is nasty but doesn't have the guts to say it.
Polish dog and see what this is all about. Let me get a bite of this. Pretty good. Pretty good. Man, this is really good, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, man. And back to everyone. Back to you.
Bring back a.
You saw her? Nasty.
She knew what was up. She knew what was up.
My face.
Nasty.
Nasty.
You had a little string hanging out. Was that strawberries on that? What was that?
It was a sauerkraut. You know that they be putting them they be putting like that sauerkraut and them little tomatoes on there. That little pickle.
I'm not gonna get that sauerkraut down on TV, so don't you dare.
You know,
that man was sitting there like,
it was so hard to hold it in. He was fighting.
He was like, back to y'all.
Back to you. The girl said, "Oh, really?"
She was so nasty. She was nasty. Right? Because she knew.
She knew.
You know, they was screaming when they went off camera. That was a time.
One more time for the hot dog.
Polish dog and see what this is all about. Let me get a bite of this. Pretty good. Pretty good. Man, this is really good, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, man. And back to everyone. Back to you.
Bring back a.
It's so weird though, because I really want them little kids to win, but something about that lady, her face, like they won a little bit. I don't know. Like,
Let's look at his nasty one more time.
Marshmallow Company marshmallows at Parker Street Market, Socrates, Germac, and in Birmingham.
Perfect. Now, guys, what do you think?
Nasty.
No, I think they're good. I think they're just pulling our legs. Guys, you can, of course, find the
marshmallow.
I think it's nasty has to win. I feel like it's nasty.
Because her face afterwards was just like, hey, get this out of my mouth, please. Like,
I do love the reporter's recovery though. That was good.
He did good. But you know what's crazy?
I wouldn't have been able to recover from like that. They would have fired me.
Yeah, I would have fell out. I would have fell out.
I would have fell out.
You're just pulling our legs. Don't worry about it.
When that man at the last guy, when he bit the hot dog, you know he tastes the hot dog water. Like as soon as he put that in his mouth, he immediately tasted the hot dog water. And it was like, why would you give me this?
And that sauerkraut, whatever that strawberry was on top of it. What was that?
Tomato. It was a tomato.
That's gross. I'm gonna go with the little kids there. Like I think the little kids got it.
Darren wants to give it to Mr. Slingshot, the way his body slammed against that wall, the one who got through out that house.
Dex, we're moving.
Okay.
We're moving.
Slingshot. We'll just call it Slingshot. Okay.
That's much better.
Are we going with his nasty? Consensus?
We going with nasty.
I think so.
All right, we're going with that. Nasty's going to advance to the Bro Talk Awards happening this December on BroTalkLive.com.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us. We're gonna make seats very, very quick.
Yes.
I'm gonna go last because I do have a seat. But do you guys have seats today?
I do have a seat. My seat's gonna go to a coworker who decided to try to tell me how to do my job, and it was loud and wrong. And anything more than someone who is loud and wrong. If you're gonna come correct. Actually, I need to have that tattooed like on my chest, on my heart, because like that's what I live by. If you're gonna be loud, if you're gonna come, make sure you're absolutely correct with what you're saying, because if you're not, I'm going to eviscerate you.
Don't miss.
I don't miss, okay? I don't miss. Come with the king, you best not miss. So what happened, this woman decided to accost me on an email saying that maybe we should have done something differently. So I kindly reminded her that we were not the people who implemented this change. It was the HR department. So I advised her that she can go ahead and give that great feedback to HR and leave me the hell out of it, okay? Because it was their decision, not mine. So whenever you come, just make sure that you come correct, or else you'll be redirected to HR.
Okay? Jason, you missed the mark on that one.
What I missed to do?
You had to CC HR on it because you.
No. She tried to CC HR after that and say, okay, I'll CC HR and let them know. And let them know.
You give them the energy you gave me. Why? No, don't try to clean it up.
Don't. That's what I did. You know what I did?
What you did?
I responded. I said, thanks. I appreciate it. And then I said, HR, this is what Lisa had to say.
Yes. Okay? Nice and nasty.
Nasty.
I could be nasty.
That should be a name now. That's good.
Go ahead.
Dex,
my thing started acting crazy.
Dex always has a seat. It's no way.
Dex, you good? You live?
You're good. You start talking, bro.
No. I do have a quick seat I want to give out. So, like, guys, for me, I like to troll on Facebook. Like, it is something that I like to do. It's fun for me. Please don't send no messages to my parents talking about some Dexter Stain XYZ on Facebook. Like,
someone told on you?
Yes, my parents cannot and will not.
You are a 35-year-old man.
They're not going to hit me. They're not going to do nothing to my parents. Will not hit me. I promise you that. And everything I say on Facebook, like, they can see it. Like, what are we doing here?
What? That's a weird thing to do.
What they try to say? What you doing?
I said, I did like I'm not trying to start nothing. And I said Generation X is the worst generation of all time. And they are. And like people in my family were sending it to my parents, like, what y'all do to him, this, that, and the third. He shouldn't be on Facebook talking like that. You can't tell me what to do.
You shouldn't be on Facebook talking like that.
And Generation X is the worst. And the people who sent that to them, like, y'all are part of the problem.
Oh, nasty. Okay.
Nasty.
What don't you
About
you know what? You know what? I think I'm gonna cut it up, and I think I'm gonna use nasty just like I use the snort, just randomly.
They're ready.
Whenever we have it, like I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think nasty's gonna become a part of the show.
It gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So, what did your parents say to you?
They were laughing. They were like, "What you put on Facebook?" And I put that, and they was like, "Well, what's wrong?" Because they're part of Generation X.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I believe they are. I think so. And they were like, "What's wrong with Generation X?" I said, "Well, most of the people in therapy are millennials, and they're in therapy because of y'all. Like y'all had us being latchkey kids. Y'all were at Freaknik. Y'all invented Freaknik. Y'all can't use
nowhere near Generation X. Really? Your parents are? I feel like they would be baby boomers.
Maybe. I don't know. I have to look up the years again.
That's why they ain't care.
But either way, even if you were Generation X, clearly I'm not talking about you. So like, stop it. And if you feel like the shoe fits, then the shoe fits. Like, what do you want me to do?
So we complain about losing communities every week here. I apologize to anyone who's Generation X that's watching this.
I don't care.
No, now Jason, they can go.
We are definitely not apologizing to Generation X.
Not necessarily represent the views of Bro Talk Live. We've patented that statement over the years. We know it by heart. I just want to get that out there that these are Dex's views and not the views of the company.
Okay, do you really want to go there? Because then I'll ask you what you think the worst generation is, and you're going to say Generation X too.
No, I'm going to say them solid generations that can't have no chance of watching us online. They have no idea. The people who were born in the 1920s and 1940s, they have no idea.
The people who were born in that time, they aren't the reason that all of the millennials are in therapy, but Generation X is.
I'll see. Like I said, these are Dex's comments, everyone. Have nothing to do.
I have to see when Generation X was born, because I might have to jump on this bandwagon with Dexter.
Generation X is 1965 to 1980. Our parents.
That's them.
Not willing. I'm not willing to.
That's them. Right. Oh, Dexter's right. That's them.
They're the problem.
The views of Dexter Stuckey reflect between Ty and Dexter. Just so we know, we welcome everyone onto the show.
Watch the show, but still know that you the problem with
the show. You're just a shitty parent. And society member.
We wish everyone who's born between 65 and 80, you've paved the way for all of us. So
yes, I can guarantee you those people don't care. They don't care that their kids are in therapy. They don't care. They okay with it. They fine with it because they were selling crack and
allegedly.
Okay. All right, we're done. Moving on very, very quickly. I do have a seat. So I am walking in public a lot lately, which I don't know why.
Wow.
But it's happening. And like I'm noticing this new thing, like when two people are walking in a small space where we can't both fit. I'm doing this like as a social norm so that you don't bump shoulders. And the other person is not doing that and wearing a piece of my shoulder out. Mm-hmm. And it happened multiple times across multiple days. And so I've taken assessment of these people that are doing this. And I'm saying to them, none of you bitches are as mighty as I am. I should be the one wearing your shoulder out. You can't lift in the gym. You can't beat me in a fight. You're not as strong as I am. You're not as mighty as I am. Why are you bumping me?
Let me tell you why.
I feel like there's something wrong in society where now the stronger people, like you think that your little scrawny self should be running into me?
I have some follow-ups.
You want me to tell you why?
Go ahead.
Generation X.
This really blows my mind. I to the point where I said, I'm no longer moving my shoulder. If you can't outman me, I'm not moving out of your way. What is wrong with
that? You know who taught me that? Darren, when he came over here, and I'm not going to say what Darren said because he's watching the stream and I don't want him to get in any trouble. Sorry, I'll put this on seats or whatever. But what Darren said was that we should not be backing down from anybody. If we're walking in a space, we need to just walk in that space. We need to own that space. Now, Ty, was did this involve a certain subset of people, or was this just completely randomized between age, race, demographic?
It was that generation Dex is talking about.
Uh-huh.
A couple of them, and a couple of the ones Darren's talking about. I know who y'all talking about. But then it was a couple of, my own people, but younger.
Okay.
Than I am, but very, very on the lighter end of the scale.
My people.
And I'm like, what do you think this is?
My people.
Yeah, you're on the lighter end of the scale. I want you to know that you're not as mighty. Like, if I were to do what you would just do, you would go flying. I wouldn't. Yeah, it would completely take you out. But I did one of these, and so my bump wasn't as good because I was trying to move. But if I would have gave you stiff shoulder, yours is not going to hold up under the pressure.
But just in general, though, you don't feel crazy walking into, like, literally walking into another
walking directly into what the hell is wrong with people?
So do they look back?
No, they don't. They keep going. Jason, he lives in Pennsylvania. He lives in Philadelphia. So
they just keep going. They don't like grab their shoulder or anything.
Keep on going. No, I was thinking about grabbing them.
No, seriously, I feel like people in New York are used to that. Like, that happens a lot in New York. And when you travel to New York, like, that happens to you so often. But when it happens in a place like Philadelphia, where I will turn around and hit you, it is baffling because it does happen a lot. The same with holding the doors for these people. Like, they will walk through the door as if you're a doorstop. I get it.
Without a care in the world.
Without a care in the world.
It's weird. So, like, from now on, the rules are this. We're going back to ancient times. If you're not mightier than me, you better move.
Okay. Look, and I completely agree with that. Like, own your space, walk in your lane, and if someone's in your lane, play chicken. Whoever's going to get out.
Wear them out. Play chicken because you're going down.
I mean, it's
only about 2% of this world that can knock me down. So good luck.
Okay. Good to know. Thanks, Ty. All right, that was seats. If you have anything that you would like to tell us as far as the seat, we can read it for you. Hit us up, BroTalkLive.com or at BroTalkLive on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter.
That was cute. I know we read other people's seats.
We should do that. We should make a little thing on the website for seats.
Put it in the comments. We're happy to read a seat if you have one. Not at all, a problem to read those. We wish Bill the absolute best of luck. We hope that he can get online next week and join us on this wonderful show. Dex, do you have a show coming up this week for Patty and the Millennials or the Comments?
Both. We have Patty and the Millennials and the Comments are both coming out. Patty and the Millennials one is a really serious one tomorrow. It's about the violence in the city, and then the Comments is going to be us having a good time and me defending Jada Pinkett Smith because I am a fan of Jada now.
Okay, you've been going up for her lately.
I'm going up for Jada.
I'm going to get this book and I'm going to read it with Dexter.
Any panels you want to discuss, Ty?
No, but my panel from last week went really well. Hope you guys were able to join me at the Community College of Philadelphia. I have one of these now. Engage, educate, empower. So we want to continue to do that work. But also, I'm going to be joining Dexter in the reading of the Jada Pinkett Alcina Smith book to see how that's going.
Not Alcina.
All right. If you're a Christian, feel free to join me on Thursday nights. We go ahead and read a special book called Prospering Your Soul.
Even if you're not a Christian, go ahead and join them.
JSN Daily, JSNDAILEY for more on that. So that's it. All right. For Dex, for Ty, and Bill, we hope you join us next week. This has been another edition of Bro Talk Live. Thanks for hanging with us super late, and we will see you guys next week. We out. Peace.